Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thanks for joining me today on the Moneybag 73 channel. It's the 4th of January, 2024, almost 8 years since I made my first Mandela Effect video. And now it's come to this. Very sad day. Watch this. Someone sent this to me, and I knew right away. I said, no, that's not Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has never spoken that way about the Mandela Effect. Check this out.
This is so scary. I have a theory that the Mandela effect is used to see how much of history can be altered in front of our eyes. Here's a prime example of one of that. There's this woman on TikTok who was going crazy because she swore the Fruit of the Loom had a cornucopia logo. And to the point that even Fruit of the Loom themselves put a timeline of all their logos, and it never had a cornucopia. And this woman went hard. Her therapist told her, yo, you need to chill out. You need to just drop this. So she went through all of her old clothing, and lo and behold, she found a shirt with the Fruit of the Loom with the cornucopia logo on it that shows me like, yo, I think the Mandela effect is an operation that's running around right now to see how much of history can be altered right in front of our eyes without us noticing. And then they gaslight the public and be like, nope, this never happened. People are thinking about it very little. This is so...
All right, that's totally not what we've been experiencing the last 8 years with this incredible phenomenon. So we got this new theory that's being pushed. Now, about 95% of everyone who watches this has 1.8 million views in like a week. Probably 99% of everyone who watches this is going to think this is Joe Rogan, and they're going to say, oh yeah, this is an interesting theory. Look, that's that woman's shirt. Come on, everybody. This has turned into a total circus now. That's not Joe Rogan. It's this guy. Listen up.
I have a theory that the Mandela effect is used to see how much of history can be altered in front of our eyes. Here's a prime example of one of that. There's this woman on TikTok who was going crazy because she swore the Fruit of the Loom had a cornucopia logo. And to the point that even Fruit of the Loom themselves put a timeline of all their logos and it never had a cornucopia. And this woman went hard. Her therapist told her, yo, you need to chill out. You need to just drop this. So she went through all of her old clothing, and lo and behold, she found a shirt with the Fruit of the Loom with the cornucopia logo on it. That shows me.
She found that shirt amongst her own clothing, right? I've seen that shirt 100 times on the internet the last couple years. It's Photoshop. They never had a cornucopia. I get it. Like people, yes, they did. We're going to find it. Yes, Sinbad made a genie movie. Someone's got the VHS tape. Come on, 8, 9 years. No one's come up with the tape. And not that college humor skit from like 3, 4 years ago. No, we're not talking about that. The actual movie. There is no movie. It was never made in this reality. You're not going to find the movie. I know there's people within the Mandela Effect community here on YouTube that disagree with me, think they're going to find the movie. Fine, that's my opinion. But this has become a total circus. He never said these things. That was this guy. It's word for word. This was AI generated, and the shirt. Oh my God. The person who sent me this, I'm like, no, that Joe Rogan never spoke that way about the Mandela Effect. That's AI generated. And I recognize this other video that I had seen because someone was pushing this theory that history is being changed by them. They are changing history with some type of operation or whatever he said. Oh my God. That's not what we're experiencing with the Mandela Effect. So you got all types of videos being showing these. You got the black shirt. Here, I got them here. Check this out. The black shirt. And apparently this is that woman's shirt right here. In this, you go to images for Fruit of the Loom cornucopia images for shirts. That's her shirt apparently in the TikTok video. Yeah, this has been shown all over Reddit, all over the internet. This is the Mandela Effect is getting so difficult to research now. I miss 2016. I miss when it was all fresh. I did a video on Fruit of the Loom cornucopia in 2016. You didn't have all this. Now you have so much confusion. There's just so much confusion. And our experience that, I'm kind of preaching to the choir here. I get it, but this is not what we're experiencing. This here is good reality residue. The man who did this artwork on this 1973 Frank West jazz album, this guy was questioned. Actually, the son of the man who did the artwork was questioned, and he said his dad never would have put this flute in the shape of a cornucopia if the Fruit of the Loom, this is Flute of the Loom, if the Fruit of the Loom logo hadn't had the cornucopia. Now that is incredible Mandela effect reality residue. But not this. This stuff's not residue. Now there are examples where it feels like timelines have merged and you are seeing, like all the stuff of these people, we'll say, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. You have Johnny Carson, Jimmy Kimmel, no, not Jimmy Fallon, not Kimmel. Jimmy Fallon, Eddie Murphy, all coming through the door doing skits of Mr. Rogers saying it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Now, those things exist, in my opinion, because they're residue of a reality that existed in the past. Now, that would still only be here if we have some type of merging, because the way it is now, Mr. Rogers never said it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. He said it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. That's the way he always said it, in this reality. So this all gets very confusing, I know, but when you have stuff like this Joe Rogan video, that's not Joe Rogan. You see Joe Rogan, you can see right in the first, 2 seconds, the words don't even match his lips. And those people aren't going to catch on to that. They're going to say, wow, this 1.8 million views on this clip, look, 101,000 thumbs up. They're going to say, oh, wow, look at, Joe's saying these things. No, Joe's not. Joe never said these things. I wanted to share this real quick. This is really bizarre with the Fruit of the Loom cornucopia situation here.
Any other time after that, I think we just basically said pre-shrunk. Next, here are a couple that you might find in the 50s and the 60s. They're all relatively similar. They all have the fruit and the fruit cornucopia basket, Fruit of the Loom being present. There are lots of different small variations around this time.
They don't have the cornucopia. This is bizarre. This guy says they all have the cornucopia. He's doing a video on vintage Fruit of the Loom logos on shirts. 15 minutes, he's showing you all these old logos and everything. And he says that they all have the cornucopia. I mean, this is very bizarre here. So that's about it, everyone. I just really wanted to point out the fact that here we have almost 2 million people in the last week think they watched Joe Rogan talk about the Mandela effect and that it's an operation to change history. That's not what we're seeing with the Mandela effect. Anyone who thinks that, like this guy here, I totally disagree with what he says. This is not my experience with this incredible phenomenon the past 8 years. There's something totally different happening, and most people can't even imagine it. You can't imagine that, oh, well, I know it had the cornucopia. I know it was Oscar Mayer. I know that in the Wizard of Oz movie, the witch said, now fly, my pretties, fly. I know that the movie said that. So someone changed, there's someone remade the movie, there's a remake or no, it was always now fly, fly, bring me the girl in the slippers, fly, 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 which changed from now fly, 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 because me and many others were making videos saying that the fly, my pretties, fly had changed to now fly, 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 and it's not now fly, 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 it's now fly, fly, bring me the girl in the slippers, fly, fly. Like there's this whole other little line in there now. Like this, oh my God, stuff keeps changing. All right, that's it. This is totally sad situation we have here with the Mandela effect. And it's just going to get crazier. The AI stuff is off the hook now. I mean, I've gotten tricked a few times. Joe Rogan never said this. I just showed you word for word. This was the guy who said these words. And so this is not Joe Rogan's theory. But 99% of the people who watch this is going to think that's Joe Rogan's theory. Whatever. Go create the reality that you want.